Miss Jana, someone said it's not letting them into the meeting.
Thank you, Bill. I'm working with her on it.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I call this meeting into order at 12:03 p.m. on November 12th, 2021. At this time, I will yield the floor over to Madam Secretary for our roll call. She will do our United Student Council roll call, and then she will follow up with our SGA roll call. At this time, I yield the floor over to Secretary Nguyen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everybody. So my name is Binh Nguyen, the Secretary of the USC. Today, I'm going to do the roll call for our meeting today. So the first one, Mr. President.
Present.
Madam Vice President.
Present.
Madam Secretary. Present. Mr. Treasurer. Another roll call for Mr. Treasurer. Last call for Mr. Treasurer. Madam Parliamentarian.
Present.
Madam Online Representative.
Present.
Madam Advisor Vice.
Present.
Thank you. So let me go back to do the roll call for our treasurer. So Mr. Treasurer.
Present.
Thank you. So next I'm gonna do the SGA campus roll call. Central Campus representative.
Here.
Thank you. Representative for Coleman Campus.
Present.
Thank you. Representative for Northeast Campus.
I'm present.
Thank you. Representative for Northwest Campus.
Present.
Thank you. Representative for Southeast Campus.
Present.
Thank you. So representative for Southwest Campus. Another call for Southwest representative, SGA. Last call for representative for Southwest Campus. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I just finished the roll call for our meeting today. I yield the floor back to Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary Nguyen. At this time, we will go into the reading of previous minutes and meeting agenda. I will give you a few to look over our meeting minutes. This one is our meeting minutes, and then after that, I will switch over to our agenda. And then, well, after the meeting minutes, after you review the meeting minutes, we will take the vote for the approval of the meeting minutes. And then we'll do the General Assembly agenda, and then we'll vote on that. So at this time, I will let you review the minute. Was that enough time for everyone to review the meeting minutes?
Yes, sir, I believe, or at least for me.
Alrighty, thank you, Madam Vice President. If there are no objections, we're gonna go into, I will call for a motion to approve the meeting minutes. The floor is open for the motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Can I state name and position, please?
Yes, this is Jay and Espada and Vice President of USC, and I make a motion to approve the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Is there a second for the motion?
Yes, this is Bing Nguyen, the secretary. I second that motion. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Madam Secretary Nguyen. At this time, we will move into discussion. Is there discussion regarding the meeting agenda, meeting minutes for October 15, 2021?
I would just add the flyers that I sent, but we can do that later.
Okay, just submit those to the Hcc USC email, and we will add those to the agenda.
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. At this time, we will go into the vote for the approval of the meeting minutes. For the yeses, please You could either type or state yes. All opposed could write or type no, or you could say no. For the question in the chat, this vote is for the approval of the meeting minutes from October 15th, 2021. For those abstained, okay. Voting has now ceased for 1 second. Let me get the count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there are 18 yeses to the vote to approve the meeting minutes for October 15th, 2021. There are 0 no's and 0 abstains. At this time, we will go into the review of the meeting agenda for October 15th, 2021. I'll give you a few seconds to look over that, and then we will move on to our next item on our agenda. Is there a motion to approve? Is there a motion to carry the agenda approval to a second?
This is Bing Nguyen, Secretary. I made a motion to approve the meeting agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Is there a second to that motion?
J. Larga Espada, Vice President, and I second that motion.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion, I open the chat for a vote. For the yeses, please type yes. Or you can state yes. All opposed, you may say no, or you may type no. All of those abstained. At this time, voting has concluded. Give me 1 second. The yeas have it with 24 votes. The noes have 0, and the abstains are 0. At this time, I will yield the floor. That concludes the reading of the previous minutes for October 15th, 2021. At this time, I yield the floor over to our guest speaker, Dr. Gridden Snyder, regarding our online catalog and the information she has for us today. So Dr. Gridden Snyder, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself there for a moment. Thank you all, and thank you, Bill, for inviting me to the meeting today. It's always a pleasure to get in front of students and have the opportunity to share information, but also certainly make sure that you're open to contacting me anytime that you feel comfortable doing so, because we want to have a dialogue with students. I am Dr. Karen Gerten Snyder. I'm the Director of Curriculum, and I came to HCC in late 2018. So I guess you could say I'm fairly still new. I'm still learning HCC's structure and so forth. But for the most part, I'm going to talk to you today about curriculum. I'm also going to talk to you about the catalog and the student handbook. And some of you have already mentioned that you've taken a look at it already. And so that's fantastic. And also feel free to stop me anytime if you have any questions. And then certainly at the end, there'll be time for a question and answer period as well. And I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I do have a few screens, so hopefully it's going to share the correct screen. Can everyone see my screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, sorry.
No, ma'am, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. It keeps asking me to open system preferences. Maybe it's locking Zoom out. Okay, I think I'm sharing now, right? I had to unlock my preferences there for a moment.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So there's a few things I just wanted to give you information about because HCC is structured a little bit different than some other colleges and universities. And it's always a good idea to know how you're structured and how curriculum works at your institution. So the institution obviously is this top layer, and that is HCC, as you know. Typically, you have colleges, which represents say engineering college or something of that nature at other institutions. But here at HCC, we look at the colleges and we call the colleges as their physical location. So they're colleges in which you go to, Northeast or Northwest, wherever the case may be. And then we've broken out what are typically schools at other colleges into centers of excellence and divisions. Typically, we break out all our workforce under the COEs, and we break out our academic programs under divisions. And so when you see those terminologies used, that's what it means here at HCC, if you're not aware. The programs represents the department. It also, we interchange the term program at HCC. So program could be your degree plan, programs, can also be the department. We typically, when we think of it in curriculum terminology, we're thinking about programs here at HCC as the department, and your degree plans are called awards. But we do interchange that terminology a bit. And then we have subplans. So for instance, if there's a specialization track, or if there's an actual subplan or field of study, there might be subplans off of that actual award. And then of course it drills down to your courses. And that's how a degree plan is built. And that's how a college is built related to your education and structure and so forth. So I just wanted to go through that because as we go through the catalog, you'll start to see these terminologies being used in different locations, as well as information in way it's sorted, the way it searches, and so forth. Some of the things I think you should know as students as well is that there are new awards that were launched this year. A curriculum process is on an annual basis. So we change the catalog once a year, and that's open to students to then apply to new programs or change their majors or whatever the case may be and so forth. So fall of 2021, we actually launched the Surgical Technology AAS, Diagnostic Medical Sonography AAS, and Biomedical Technology ATC. ATC stands for Advanced Technical Certificate or certificate, and that is housed within the Life and Natural Sciences division. We also have changed a few things. So if you were a student within the educational programs, you probably have noticed that we have now added an education profession COE. So this is a new center of excellence. And so our child development programs have moved into that COE. We also, because we moved education professions to its own COE, we changed the name of Liberal Arts and Humanities and dropped the education. Material Science and Smart Manufacturing got a name change. It was formerly called Advanced Manufacturing and Material Science, as well as our name change for Visual and Performing Arts is now Media, Visual and Performing Arts COE. And Automotive COE changed to Transportation COE. So the names do change, and it doesn't affect anything related to students. In general, it's not going to affect your degree plans. It just means that we are expanding our schools, our vision of centers of excellence, and we're combining programs that belong to one another into these centers or into these divisions, depending on what type of program it actually is. And because of that, some of the changes you'll see, there's now a transportation and interpretation program. We have had the AAS and the C2 certificates and awards on the catalog for many years now. However, it's now its own program. So that means its own department, and it's housed within the business COE. And again, I mentioned about the movement of different programs to child development and teaching degree plans and all the awards moved to the education professions. Nursing is under the health sciences. It typically was on its own, but now it's part of the health science COE. Logistics, international business program moved to the logistics COE as well. And then material science and smart manufacturing combined the manufacturing and machining programs into those centers. So as we go through, if I'm missing any hands or questions, feel free to stop me because I have the two screens open. I may not see it. Also, you should know about teach out. What is a teach out and what does that mean for students? And when you do see deactivated, and I'll show you in the catalog when you see deactivation and dates to those deactivations, what that means for students. So when you see something as far as like deactivated 2021 and now in teach out or something of that nature, it means that that program is no longer going to be offered at the Houston Community College. And if you are a student in these particular programs, you have 3 years to complete your degree or certificate program before we close the program forever. And so when I said we had new surgical technology just starting, that means we've closed all of these particular programs to make way for a new surgical technology AAS. So if you are a student in Coleman, I know there's a Coleman representative here, these particular awards are in teach out. Typically we recommend, and there's been advising going on to help students move into the new AAS. The only reason that we deactivate a program or teach out a program is because there may have been mandates within the accrediting body. So there is a mandate for surgical technology accreditors saying that they will only accept students to get hired into a program or a job if they have an associate's degree. And so in order to do that, we deactivated and will close the surgical technology C2, alternative delivery OSA, and the allied health AAS was a specialization. And so we created one that would cover all of these things in one degree. So we have to deactivate these, and in 3 years, we will close them. Marketing, if you're a marketing student, the marketing enterprise development C1 is also in teach out. It means that it is no longer going to be taught at Houston Community College. So you have 3 years to move over, but we recommend that if you are noticing anything in the catalog that says deactivation and then the teach out dates, that you contact your advisors right away, because they can help you make sure you understand what it means and that they will move you into the appropriate degree plan that's best for you. All right, so that's just a little bit about what's been happening this year, and a lot of changes have occurred. The one big thing that actually occurred this year is that we finally moved into the 21st century, and with a digital catalog and student handbook. Now you've seen the flip books, that is definitely digital as well, but this is like an intranet in itself. And so the new catalog and student handbook are one. And I'm going to walk you through the catalog just to show you what you can see. Before we get there, there's some of the things that as a student you should be aware of, and certainly you want to check it out, you want to read the information, and certainly understand how it functions for you depending on which degree you're in. There are some degrees that have specializations, so that means, for instance, in the drafting and design engineering, computer aided drafting AAS program, there are specializations in which you can choose the architectural, civil, electrical, and so forth as tracks as your specialization. It means that you can only earn one degree from the Houston Community College, but it means that you can choose your track of specialization. So when you do graduate, it will say the full award plus the specialization, such as architectural specialization. It doesn't mean that you can come back and take another AAS in drafting and design engineering with a different track, because that's how the curriculum was created. It's giving you tracks to decide where you want to go within that. And then there are C1s, which are representing the certificate level 1 that are stacked to that particular AAS. And when I say stacked, what I mean is that every course in your certificate program will also be in your AAS. So when you graduate with an AAS, you should make sure that you're also, putting in the paperwork for that C1 as well, because if it's stacked, you will also receive a C1 and an AAS by the time you graduate. Or if you're in the C1 and moving to an AAS, all those courses will count towards your AAS. So it's really important to know what specialization means and know what degree plan you're in, and also how to read the catalog, so you're well informed. And also advisors will be able to help you with this as well. Within the catalog itself, there are degree planners you can print, you can save them as a PDF, you can work with your advisors, and I'll show you where you'll find them and how you use them. There's also drop downs for all the degree plans courses. Whenever you see a blue link, you can click on it. You'll see information. Within the information for the course, you'll see prerequisites, some notes, and more information. You'll also see whether the program is housed on campus, online, through the little graphics, and some information. I'm also going to walk you through how you can set up your My Hcc Catalog. So look at My Hcc Catalog as if it's your backpack online. And you'll be able to store information there for quick and easy access at your leisure. It also helps you, if anything's changed within the catalog that you've saved, it will be updated in there as well. So it'll always be up-to-date information. And this is the Hcc Catalog, which I will walk you through how to set that up in the catalog itself. So I'm just going to jump out and go to the catalog itself. And then if you have any questions, feel free to stop me. Is this big enough for everyone to see? Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger if I can. There you go. Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through the layout, the buttons, where you find everything, and then certainly if you have any questions from there. So the first half, and you're all digitally inclined, and I know you've been on this hopefully as well already, but the first portion of the web page itself is just our typical information, like the website that you're normally going to for information from HCC. What changes in the middle here is where the catalog begins. There is a drop-down menu that will allow you to choose which catalog you want to view. So it will always land on the credit catalog, which is called the Hcc Catalog and Student Handbook. It will have all your handbook information, it will have your code of conduct, it will have all your rules and regulations, as well as the catalog for all your degree plans, courses, and so forth. It also has a drop-down option for the continuing education catalog. So if you choose the continuing education catalog, it will launch the continuing education catalog. So you have to remember where you are and which catalog you want to view, because they are two separate items. There are also going to be archived catalogs available to you. And when they are archived, they will have an archived catalog notice on the page itself. It'll be on every single page. And that'll tell you which catalog you're in at that particular moment. But like I said, it will always start with the credit catalog first. You will also see just below that, there's two icons. Those icons represent printing and questions, and you'll see the icons will expand depending on which page we're on, and I'll explain what those icons are as we move throughout the catalog. To the right-hand side, you will find the catalog search. Typically, I just let it on the entire catalog, so that way it'll search any page that's in the catalog. You could drill it down to courses, awards, and so forth. But if you just leave it as entire catalog, whatever you're looking for, maybe you're looking for the core curriculum, when you search, it will pull up the search options, which you can expand and filter however you'd like. But it will go through wherever core curriculum is in the catalog. It will find it through courses, awards, centers of excellence, wherever that topic is actually viewed. And it also is going to go through the academic information where it is housed, so you can find it however you'd like throughout the catalog. And you can do some advanced searches and so forth. The right-hand side, I'll make this just a little smaller so you can kind of see it better. The right-hand side has all of your menu structures for the catalog itself. The catalog home, and it will look the same if you're in the CE catalog or if you're in this credit side catalog. It'll look very similar, but it does have different information. Now, I mentioned how the curriculum is structured, and so you're going to see the terms awards by degree. So that means if I click on awards by degree, we're talking about Associate of Applied Science. Here's all the Associate of Applied Science degrees. Here's Associate of Arts, and it works its way through all of them: Associate of Science, Certificate Level 1, 2, and so forth. And so you can always search however you prefer to look through the catalog. There's different ways to search it. And there's always a little arrow on the right-hand corner to jump all the way to the top because it does scroll a lot. Awards by program. So if you're more inclined of saying, I know what my program is, how do I get to my degree plan? Go by awards by program, and then you search for your program. So there's accounting, it has the AAS, and then the certificates. And you can see what are called workforce degrees and workforce certificates. If you're in a program such as anthropology, it'll say academic degrees. Or, you know, if they're certificates or whether they're degrees, you'll know the difference in that format. And then you can also search awards by COEs or divisions. So if you want to see the centers of excellence and every single award that's in that particular center of excellence or division, you can look and search that way. You also have awards A through Z. So this is just an alphabetical list of all the awards. And as I mentioned, when I was going through deactivations and teach outs, if we have a deactivated award, it will say deactivated, and the date it deactivates is the date it starts ticking that 3-year period. So if I click on this award, it will say deactivated fall of 2021, and it's in teach out till 2024. Now that means spring of 2024, not fall. So if you're in a particular program that says deactivated and teach out date, please contact your advisor right away, as I mentioned. But it will state it on the degree in the catalog, so you'll always know what's happening. If at some point when we get to the closure date, we will remove it from the catalog, so it will no longer be available. And then course descriptions. You can look at every single course within the catalog just by going to course descriptions and finding the information. The course descriptions will provide you your lecture lab hours, your prerequisites, as I mentioned, and you can look at any of those. And you can filter by prefix. So if you want to know about ARTC courses, you can filter, and it'll pull up all the digital communication ARTC courses. So you can look throughout the catalog for whatever your needs are regarding your courses. You can see at the top of the screen, you see these icons are growing here. We have the star, which I'll talk about in a moment. That's adding information to your My Hcc Catalog, which is like your backpack online. You can post things to Twitter and Facebook. You have the print and the help functions there again for you as well. All right, so I'm going to go into an award. I'm just going to scroll and pick anything really. So business technology. Okay, this is a good example of a specialization. Okay, and so once you choose business technology, general office administration, AAS, you can basically decide if you want to be a medical office specialist or a legal office specialist, or if you just want to be a general office administration specialist or Microsoft Office technology specialization. So depending on what career path you want to take, you can determine which plan is best for you. And here's all the courses. Again, you can break them out. You can see all the information as you go through it. At the top of every degree plan within the catalog, when you're in a degree plan, you will also see the little paper icon next to the star. If you click that, that is your degree planner. Okay, so this will allow you to keep track of what term you took it in, what grade you got. Was this course a core course? Check, you know, and you can check off what you've done, and you can keep a hold of this. You can put your name on it. You can download it as a PDF. You can print it, whatever you want to do. It shows you every single course that's in your degree plan. And then you can keep track and work with your advisors to make sure you're accomplishing everything that you need to accomplish within your degree plan. Because as you know, sometimes they're not offered the semester you want to take it in. Sometimes they've changed semester. So you want to keep track of what you're taking, what you need to take, and where you are in your process of finishing your degree so you can graduate on time. All right, so you can also print. When you do hit the print button, this will just give you the web page print, but anything that has a option to link, you can open it up before you print it. So if you really wanted to print every single description of every course in your degree plan, you can click that option and then print the page. Again, you can save it as a PDF. You could print it to paper, whatever you feel that you need to do. Okay, and so every degree and every award has this information within it. You just need to find the one you're in or find the one you're looking for and check it out through the website and through the catalog. All right, so I'm going to go down to where it starts the menu item for admissions. Anything from admissions all the way down to welcome messages is part of your student handbook, okay? But it provides information related to your curriculum as well. So if I click on academic information, it will provide you with links to everything about academic information. So if you want to see where it says about records and transcripts, you click on that. And again, you'll get the information. You can scroll to the top of the screen. And so all the information you need about your academic information is found in that location. The same thing goes for your academic calendar. You can find it all here. It has your exam schedules for summer, fall, and so forth, all the way into 2022. So if you want to know your exam schedules, your catalog is going to provide it as well. It's an easy location for you to find information. And then you see there's admissions information, financial aid information, as well as more. Currently, the financial aid information has all that information you'll need, but certainly there are website pages as well that we link to within the information. So if you can't find what you're looking for, you know, reach out and so forth. Student services has information on here as well. Career services will provide you a link to the career hub, any job placement information you'll find, as well as general information. General information provides you your college directory. It provides you information about the centers, faculty. There's even a full-time faculty list. If you want to see all the full-time faculty list, you just drill down into that information, and you can find it alphabetically within general information. As far as student rights, responsibilities, and regulations, certainly you want to check this section out because this is where you're going to go to find all of the information regarding weapons on campus, health services, student code of conduct, and you name it. Any information you need regarding you specifically as a student, you can find here as well. About the community college, which is our history, vision, and so forth, and our welcome messages from our chancellor and vice chancellors. Okay, so that's like all your information. As far as the My Hcc Catalog, which is at the bottom of every catalog, this is where I think it becomes really important to students, is to create your own account. Basically, you just hit the create your account, you put in your email, you can choose any password, it's not your HCC password, and you confirm the password, create an account. If you want to touch base with an admissions advisor, you could press this button and an admissions advisor will be notified and they will contact you. But if you just want to set up an account to store information, you want to do that. Because what you can do is once you have an account, when you log into the catalog in the future, you can go to My Hcc Catalog and just log in, and it will store all the things that you've saved for yourself. And in order to save information, you can go to any page in the catalog, and where you see that star, you click it. When you click it, it says the following divisions may have been added to your My Hcc Catalog, and that's exactly where it's going to go. So whatever page you want to save, it will store it into your account so you can review it at a later date. Feel free to, if you want something saved from career services, whenever you see that star, click it. Now you can see that I've saved awards and I've saved career services into my account. And then I can always go back in there, and what you can see is when you click on it, it will load that information. So whatever you feel you want to save, feel free to use that. And it will always be up to date. We try not to change anything within the catalog for 1 year, because the next year's catalog will be coming out in the spring, and you'll be able to see what new programs are starting the next year and so forth, and or closing or deactivating as well. And so the catalog, I would say, is a place that you should go to on a regular basis because this is where you will be notified regarding anything related to curriculum changes, division changes, COE changes, things of that nature. You'll always see that updated in this location. So it really is important to get to know your catalog and how it functions. And then certainly I'm open to hearing feedback. So if all of you, take a look at it and you have suggestions or you have recommendations, feel free to send them to me, and you can coordinate with Bill, and he can, shoot me an email or whatever the case may be. And some things we will be able to implement and some things we may not, but I will certainly address all of your questions and concerns and recommendations as well. We do have the limitation of making it match our current HCC website and our web and graphical interface structure, but for the most part, if you find that it could be better used for a student, then certainly I want to hear those things, because we want to integrate this in the future. Additionally, this will be eventually connected to PeopleSoft. So sometimes you might see discrepancy. And so those are things that we will try to clean up as we work through it. So feel free to let us know if you find any discrepancies. We'll make sure we address those as well. But I know it's a lot of information and I've talked a lot. So I want to just open the floor to any questions about anything related to curriculum or the catalog, handbook, anything of that nature. And it can be related to any degree you're taking as well. If you have any questions, you got my full attention.
I don't have any questions, but I want to thank you, Dr. Karen, for explaining everything out in such a detail. I'd really appreciate if you could share the links on the chat box as well. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. I'll share the links. I've already sent basically everything I've covered in a very short amount of time. I have in a handout, and I've already sent that to Bill so he can be able to share that with you. And I'll send my PowerPoint today in an email as well, so you can all receive that information.
Amazing. And I think Bill has already shared on the chat box, so I've taken a look at it. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna stop sharing and take a look at the chat box in case I've missed any questions in there as well.
The only question I see, Dr. Gertensnyder,
Mhm.
is someone is asking, but first of all, they're saying this is great information and thank you, but they're also asking if this is live, and ready to use now.
It is. It actually went live in August of this year. It's just been an opportunity to try to get the word out and coming to as many meetings as they possibly can to share this information. So it is available and it's located at catalog.hccs.edu, and you can directly access it from here anytime you want. And you can set up your accounts. Again, if you don't want to be contacted, don't check that box. Otherwise, you can just continue to store, information from the catalog into your Hcc catalog. And again, you can do the same on the CE catalog as well. So if you have an account set up, you can store CE information in there as well. Great. And I just, I did send an email to Bill, and I certainly want to express to everyone here as well. Feel free to contact me anytime, Dr. Gertensnyder, or you can call me Karen, but Karen.Gertensnyder with no hyphen at hccs.edu if you have any questions. Certainly, if I'm not the person that can answer it, I'll send you to the right individual, but I want to make sure that we have an open dialogue. And certainly, Bill, if you want to invite me to a later date, if anyone has questions later, or if you want a presentation in depth more about certain curriculum, I'm certainly open to having those open dialogues with the student union, as well as we do have curriculum councils that is really open. It's an open forum. We certainly have voting members and so forth that actually faculty, staff, and administrators make decisions on, and certainly it's open if anyone wants to attend those meetings. I would love to have certainly someone from the council represented as a non-voting member, but then also anyone can view those, so you know and are informed as to what's happening around you regarding your curriculum, and certainly having that dialogue with you all. If you have important things that you want to know about, you certainly want to be involved in that. One of the items that I didn't mention, but I want to quickly mention before I jump off here, I'm probably taking up too much time, is that we are definitely moving forward with bachelor's degrees. We are submitting 2 this fall to the coordinating board, and then eventually we'll submit to SACS for approvals. And so we are very excited to move HCC in a new direction, as well as continue to do what we always do for our community with our associates levels and so forth. So this is exciting news, hopefully for all of you as students, and you will see more information coming from that discussion as well.
Before you hop off, Dr. Snyder, I just wanted to tell you thank you again for coming out and giving us this wonderful information. And then also, I will contact you regarding our USC Spring 2022 town hall that we will be holding. We will be holding multiple town halls during the spring section. So I will be coordinating with you and also Dr. Hamilton regarding an invitation for you all to come out and speak with all of the students of HCC. So thank you again.
Thank you again for the opportunity, and have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Dr. Hamilton, I just wanted to tell you, thank you for joining us today as well.
Thank you, Bill. And I am actually just want to wave at everyone and say hello. I am actually at I'm at A. Leaf Hayes campus right now on a tour with our new admissions advisors, but wanted to take this time to get on and to thank Dr. Gordon Snyder for sharing this information. And I'm so happy to see the comments and be able to hear that you want to include this and help us roll this out to the general student body. So we're excited about that. So I wish you all a great meeting. Thank you for providing the information for me to log on, and have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hamilton. And again, thank you, Dr. Gritting Snyder. At this time, we're going to go on through our rest of the portion of our agenda. It's going to be a short agenda, so we're going to jump right into it. So at this time, I will go over our rules and orders of the day. Our parliamentarian hangbang had to leave early, so I will go over our rules and orders of the day. Robert Rules of Order, parliamentarian procedure will be used for this General Assembly. Whoever is speaking will need to yield the floor to the next person to speak, or back to the presiding officer. All right, thank you. So at this time, I will yield the floor over to myself again for my officer's report. And at this time, my officer report is the following. I conducted weekly meetings with our SLC, VP, and also the Executive Board of United Student Council. I attended the Houston Community College's Invest in Houston's Future meeting that was on October 26th. I sat on the International Student Panel discussion panel on October 27th. I attended the Southeast Trunk or Treat event on October 29th. Attended Dead of the Dead event at Southeast on 10:30. Participated in the Taking Charge of Your Finance event which was co-sponsored by Northwest United Student Council and the Southeast College. That was yesterday on November 11th, 2021. Shout out to Northwest, Southeast, and USC and everyone who attended. I held my monthly meeting with Dr. Graves also yesterday, November 11th, 2021. I responded to USC email inquiries, and I also put together both e-board and General Assembly agendas. At this time, I will go ahead and read Madam Vice President Larga Espada's officer report. And I just want to say at this time, her report is as follows. She actually didn't have anything to report for this month, this General Assembly. So at this time, I will yield the floor to Secretary Nguyen.
Thank you, Mr. President. So now I'm going to talk about my USC officer report. Actually, I'm working on the International Student Program. We do have the panel discussion with USC and ISP. We had the meeting like last October 27 to discuss about like how to get students involved in campus. And during the meeting object is like USC officers share their SCC journey and talk about the path to have them to get involved in campus. So on that meeting, we have the USC representative, me, our secretary, and our president, Bill Davis. We talked about how as a student and as an officer, USC officer, and as the student voice, how we get involved in campus. That's basically all about my officer report for today. Thank you, and I yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Secretary Nguyen. Also, I want to give a shout out to you also for and to actually announce that you will be appearing on the Houston Community College Systems TV episode coming up in the near future. So I just wanted to shout you out for that. At this time, I will yield the floor to Treasurer Dunes Gutierrez for his officer's report.
Thanks, Mr. President. So regarding to our introduction meeting for the SFAC committee. We're still waiting on Dr. Grace for the approval. So each appointee will receive their official letters for this committee, and then we can set up a time for our first or our introduction meeting, all of us. In the meanwhile, I have been reading and understanding the documents regarding the SFAC guidelines and SFAC constitution for my role in this committee. And I also want to say that yesterday, November 11th, 2021, took place the financial event hosted by Northwest College, taking charge of your finance, and where USC sponsored the second prize winner. So that's everything from my side, and I yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Thank you for that, Sir Treasurer. At this time, Madam Parliamentarian Hangbang, then I have an update or a report. So I will go on to read our online representatives report. Give me 1 second. Her report is as follows. I am still working closely with Advisor Vice to finalize our online student focus group session. We are in the phase of now scheduling a brainstorming session with Dr. Andrea Burridge in the Research, Analytic, and Decision Support Department, along with Ms. Misha Turner, the Director of Student Success, to formulate questions to engage the online students to speak on areas of concern. Nothing further to my report at this time. Thank you. At this time, we will usually go on to our USC committee reports, but the United Student Council will start our committee assignments starting spring 2022. We feel that it is in the best interest for our students and also this organization to start in spring 2022 than to start so late into the semester. At this time, I will continue on with our agenda. We do not have any special orders, but we do have the completion of the USC Goal, one of USC's goals, which was a quick reference guide for our students. At this time, this is the quick reference guide. It puts together the different academic departments that HCC offers, such as career services, academic advising, enrollment management, financial aid, financial coaching, and much more. I dropped this into the chat earlier, and I will drop it in again. Give me 1 second. And we will present this at our, we will make this accessible onto our presence page. And I encourage the SGAs to also post it to their present pages for their students at their campus. And we will also hold a United Student Council Town Hall in spring of 2022 in January regarding our quick reference guide for our new incoming students for spring 2022. That finishes the unfinished business. We do not have any new business. So at this time, I will go over how the Student Government Association reports will go. After I yield the floor to Central will then yield once Central is done, Central will yield to Coleman. Once Coleman is finished, they will yield to Northeast, and then Northeast will yield to Northwest, and so on. And then after the representatives up from Southwest is finished with the Southwest report, you will yield the floor back to me, and we will continue with our agenda. Also a reminder, please, when your school is getting called for the representative who is speaking, please acknowledge your position and also your name, first and last name, please. Thank you. So at this time, I yield the floor to the Central representative for their SGA report.
Thanks, Bill. This is Yusuf Alteo, president of Central SGA. So this month, or the last 30 days, we helped in organizing 2 events. So the first one was on October 27th. It was called Pink Out. and it was in support of breast cancer awareness. We also gave out free t-shirts to people who attended this event. The other event was yesterday, November 11th. It was a Veterans Day celebration, and we also gave out free t-shirts and food, and we talked to veterans who are both current students at HCC and who just came to attend the event. We also had a lunch with the president of Central College, Dr. Mudassir Siddiqui, on November the 10th. And we discussed several goals for Central College, and we also discussed the general structure of how HCC works. So that concludes our Central SGA report, and I yield the floor to Coleman's president.
Thank you, Central Representative. Good morning, everyone. Once again, I am Karina Correa, the Secretary for Coleman Student Government, and will be the speaking representative. This month at Coleman campus, I'm happy to announce that we have a new member to SGA. Her name is Lori Maris, and she is studying to be a medical assistant and is part of CAB. She has taken the position of historian, so that is a new addition to the student government at Coleman. Another person is in the process of entering student government, but is not beneficial. If this person does enter student government, we will have a full board. Moving on, earlier this month, our treasurer, Montserrat Galvez, had a financial aid event on November the 9th. In this event, Coleman's financial coach, Daniel Shaw, spoke about financial aid basics, and 17 people attended. Similarly, our vice president, Ana Alvarado, and our SGA had a Veterans Day event yesterday, Thursday, November 11th. This event was a card for cookie event, where students were encouraged to write a letter to a veteran and received a cookie and goodies after. These cards will be sent through the Adopt a Veterans Association. Veterans will receive these cards by mail, which will show our appreciation and gratitude for their time and service. In total, 52 students attended and enjoyed of our event. Of course, since COVID restrictions were lifted sometimes this month in HCC, we still took precautions and set up hand sanitizer. All of our photos for this event were uploaded in the Northwest Campus Flickr. Since Coleman and Northwest share the same Flickr, it has been posted on there, so feel free to check that out. Our General Assembly meeting is coming up on November the 17th, which is a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Everyone is welcome to attend. Of course, I will be giving a similar report as to what I'm giving right now. If anyone is interested, just email me. I will put my email in the chat, and I will send you a link of Coleman's General SGA Assembly meeting. All right, so this is my favorite part of the report. Christmas time is coming around. I personally love Christmas, and I love all the pretty lights. So setup for the Christmas tree will definitely be fun. The setup for the Christmas tree will be on Monday, November 22nd, and will be from 11 a.m. to whenever we finish. We're pushing out this event and encouraging students to come down and help set up the Christmas tree, and we'll give away hot chocolate cups. Well, free hot chocolate cups for those who attend. So definitely looking forward to that. Another event our SGA is having is Blood Drive. This blood drive will be on the 23rd at Coleman campus. It will be a mobile clinic. Students are beginning to sign up and can sign up until the day of the event. Giveaway items include a t-shirt and a pullover provided by the mobile clinic themselves. Good for the upcoming winter. Yes, I mean, it hasn't gone that cold, but it's never bad to get, free pullover. This event will be from 1:30 p.m. to 5:30, so it'll be most of the afternoon. And the same day in the morning, we will have a holiday happenings on November 23rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is a collaboration with the occupational therapy fieldwork students. We will be showcasing 8 different holidays: Christmas, Diwali, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, St. Lucia Day, Boxing Day, Three Kings Day, Solstice, and Yule. We plan to have finger foods from all the different events, as well as information for the students so they I'm getting ahead of myself. To for the students to have interactive segments. The last of my report is I mentioned spreading of resources to faculty last time on last month's report, so they can share to students, but there was an issue because of the resource sheet needed to be updated and more descriptive for the professors to direct and give this resource sheet out. This is still in the process of being made and updated by Coleman's communication department. So we're still waiting for that to come out to receive it. And we're looking forward to spreading that sheet out as soon as possible. This will be all for my report. Thank you all for listening. I hand the floor over to Northeast.
Thank you, Coleman. Jacqueline Machuca, Vice President for the Northeast College. Our SGA organization is planning to survey our student body for their opinion on the student-based enhancements. We are also hosting our SGA meeting on November 18, and we're also in the process of having our roadmap start here document reviewed. That concludes our report for today. I now yield the floor to Northwest College.
Hello, my name is Emerson Gomez. I'm the Vice President of Northwest SGA. So what I first want to talk about is our events that we just went through. So first we have the community service reading event, which happened on 10/28, 2021, which is an event where we read Tease Monster, which is a book about teasing versus bullying to elementary kids. To Ranch Elementary. Shout out to Mel for that. Our humanitarian, shout out to Mel for organizing that. That was super awesome event. And what we just went through yesterday is taking charge of your finances event, which happened yesterday at 6 through 7:30 p.m. So I also want to give a shout out for the organizers, the treasurer Christy, and our secretary Eugenia. That was a really awesome event. We had about 62 registered total there at our event. So that was we had a huge crowd, and everyone volunteered. Everyone's great in the chat. It was very interactive, and hope to have more like that. Our next upcoming event is our Hcc Without Borders, and our organizers will be Humanitarian Mel and our parliamentarian Leonard. It's going to be a super awesome event. Cannot wait for that. That'll be on the 11th, 14th, 2021 from 12 to 1:30 p.m. So yeah, that will be very exciting. I cannot wait for that. So our initiatives for this monthly report, we have finalized our student concern form. Yeah, we have finalized our student concern forms, and we're looking to properly facilitate that to students, so that way if they have any student concerns, they can report to our form, and it will help aid and assist district-wide improvement committee. So yeah, I would yield to floor to Southeast. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, I am Rosa, and I am the Secretary of SGA of Southeast, and I will be representing Southeast for today. For my Southeast report, I will start with the places that we have attended. On behalf of the Southeast SGA, our parliamentarian Pedro has represented us in the golf tournament from October 28th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. On behalf of the SGA, our secretary and humanitarian have attended the Touch event at UHT on October 29th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., which consisted of professional development for higher education for Chicanos. We as a whole participated in the Trunk and Tree event on October 29th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., in which we received a positive response from staff, faculty, students, and community. Also, our parliamentarian Pedro has created a student feedback survey on October 29 to November 20 through November 10th. Sorry. To get a better understanding to what students would like to see, any feedbacks, any events, anything that they have, or any concerns they have. We also attended 2 events on October the 30th at the Mongolia Park, in which consisted of the Day of the Death parade, in which our Parliamentarian Pedro represented us from 8 to 11 a.m. And later on the day, our secretary, which is I, and the humanitarian also attended from 10:30 to 4 p.m., in which we promoted our Southeast. SGA also participated as a whole with the student life on the following events, which was celebrating our students from November the 1st to the 4th. We also had, yesterday we had the Veterans Appreciation event from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also had on Monday, November the 8th, we had our first generation event. And we also attended the NALFO park cleanup, in which took place on November the 7th, the 6th. And on behalf of the Southeast SGA, our President Bill represented us and announced the first, second, and third place winners in the taking charge of our finance event, a collaboration with USC and Northwest Campus. For our planning of November, we are doing a Thanksgiving essay competition, which is going from November 11th to November the 18th. We are also doing an act of kindness, which will be for our faculty and staff. We also had an SGA promotion on November the 10th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be volunteering for the Houston Food Bank on November the 19th from 1:30 to 4 p.m. And I believe that's for USC, with USC. We're also giving a Thanksgiving gift card giveaway with the Southeast Rock and Rollers on November the 19th from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And for December, we are also hosting a posada, which will be for students, staff, and community, which will take place on December the 3rd from 4:30 to 7 p.m. This will be all for my report. I'll yield back the floor to Southwest.
A very good afternoon, everybody. This is Ayan Anis, Vice President of Southwest SGA, and I'm here with my report. So speaking about the SGA events that we've had an Halloween afternoon party wherein we gave out food, drinks, as well as a Squid Game themed card to them to spread awareness about the Student Government Association, as well as we spoke up to a bunch of students who helped design you can say a scary room in particular at the Stafford campus itself. And then it was a wonderful day that we had spent upon. Then the next event that we had was the Hcc Financial Aid Resource event, wherein what we did was we roped in a speaker from the financial aid, and we asked her to spread awareness among students, especially targeting the freshmen, to know about HERF, Hcc Foundation event, TAFSA, FAFSA, as well as the Honors College scholarship that's available, wherein students can benefit from. Then we had this event of CAB, the College Activity Board, wherein our treasurer and our student life advisor attended and got to know about it. And then we had our SGA General Assembly. Now for the plans regarding November, we had this particular plan in our agenda that we need to bring back the clubs that were fallen apart during the period of COVID, as well as encouraging new ones to come on board. So we spoke to the clubs, we got to know what problems they are facing, why they haven't still moved forward and have not hosted any events yet. And we got to know everything about it. And we tried to provide them the solution, as well as giving them a supporting hand as an SGA, wherein the vacuum that is there, we can fill it as an SGA members, whether it's regarding spreading awareness, sharing flyers, we could look into all of those. Then we are planning on hosting an in-person event wherein we can promote these clubs, wherein these clubs can set up their own table beside the SGA so that the students who are coming for to attend the SGA event, they can get well versed with the events or about the clubs as well. Then we have the Mental Health Awareness Day, wherein wherein we gave out hot chocolate, donuts to students, as well as informing them about the importance and emphasizing about the fact about the mental health. And then we also had an event on the Epilepsy Awareness Day, which we did on Stafford, Missouri, and West Loop. And then because we designed a chart wherein we spoke about what epilepsy was, its symptoms, and whom they can reach out to. And then we are collaborating with the Student Life for the Thanksgiving lunch and at the Stafford campus as well as West Loop. And finally, we also have our entire SGA offices are filled now. We have finally hired our historian, parliamentarian, and treasurer. So we are very happy and glad and excited about it. And now I would like to yield the floor back to the President, Bill Davis. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Representative of Southwest. At this time, I will open the floor for any student concerns that may need to come forth. If there are no student concerns at this time, I would like to invite everyone out. If Ms. Vice could drop the registration link in the chat for me. HCC takes to the Houston Food Bank November 19th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. I believe to 4 p.m. And I would like to encourage everyone to register for the event and to come out. I will be there. So I know some administration admins will be there also from the district campus, and some students and some organizations. So I would like to encourage each one of you to try to come out and join us for that. At this time, I yield the floor to anyone who has any announcements.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Ms. Ashley.
Hello, Mr. President. May I speak?
Yes, ma'am. You have the floor.
Okay.
I think Ashley dropped off, Mr. President, so may I have the floor to fill in for her?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Brown. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So hello, everyone. I'm Dominique Brown, the Student Life Coordinator for Northwest College. We just wanted to take this opportunity to share some information about the Student Fee Advisory Committee. So all colleges have nominated a representative to serve on a Student Fee Advisory Committee, and they do several different things, but one of the biggest things that they're going to be focused on this particular semester and for spring is the student activity fund balance. So our student activity fund balance is basically a pool of money. So any money that's unused each year goes into a larger pool for us to have access to. So every year, the Student Fee Advisory Committee comes up with ideas for how they can utilize that fund balance, the fund balance monies.
I'm back.
It's all yours.
Where did you stop? I'm so sorry, guys. I got kicked out because someone was calling me on Teams and it kicked me out of Zoom. But yes, as Dominique was explaining about the Student Fee Advisory Committee, which I know some of you may sit on, which is the committee that oversees the distribution of the student activity fee for Houston Community College students. Well, I can let you guys know the Student Fee Advisory Committee is also in charge of sending up recommendations to our board and vice chancellors about how to utilize the student activity fund balance. The Student Activity Fund Balance is a fund of money that has been rolled over from unutilized funds that were in the college activity boards and student activity fees. So if there were funds in the previous years that were not utilized during the fiscal year, they rolled into a larger pot of money called the fund balance that the Student Fee Advisory Committee could come and recommend the usage for. And so that money that is in that student activity fund balance cannot be used to sustain anybody's budget. It cannot be used for events, but it can be used for one-time purchases. And a lot of times our vice chancellor likes to see that utilized for larger purchases. And some of those things are the enhancement of student-centered areas, such as the recreational rooms, the game rooms, or actually implementing a game room or student recreational room, enhancing the student organization offices. We know that there are colleges that do not have spaces available for student organizations to do business, to come in, create programs, do flyers. So these funds that are in that fund balance could be utilized to create those spaces, enhance those spaces. So what we're looking at is to polling our student body on how that fund balance should be utilized. But we come to the United Student Council and the SGAs first to ask your opinions about how you feel some of those funds should be utilized. And remember, it cannot be utilized to do programming. It cannot be utilized to sustain budgets. It cannot be utilized for stipends. But definitely, when you think about how this money could be used, we want to think about it as a district whole. How can this money be utilized at all of our colleges to make sure that the student experience is good for all students? So Ms. Dominique is going to drop a link in the chat, and we're going to ask your opinion so we can send this information back up to the Student Fee Advisory Committee so we can start polling our student body about this. But it is an open-ended question for you to express how you feel some of the fund balance should be utilized. And again, we can use it to sustain budgets, add money to budgets, stipends for events. We can use it for apparel, but think about the bigger picture. If you have a campus that's within your college that doesn't have seating areas for your students to sit, in between classes, or just kind of want to hang out, think about it, say, hey, that would maybe be a good idea for us to utilize that funding to maybe purchase furniture for our students to be able to sit, kind of hang, kind of chill together. So just thinking about that, and that link is in the chat. Please complete that. It's really important. Again, these monies we do want to be able to utilize for the student body. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we allowed to share this form with other students that are not on the board?
Not right now, because
Okay.
we're taking what you all are saying, because you all are our student leaders represented from all of our colleges. We're asking you all's opinion, so then that we could go and create a actual survey based off of what you all are saying, and that survey will go out to the student body. That way, you'll be able to kind of push that one out to the student body, saying, now we really need your opinion and your backing as a student body. But we're coming to you all as the student leaders first.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions? And again, if you guys have questions after this meeting or you open up the form, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm Ashley Rhodes, or your SGA advisor, if you have any questions about it. I'm going to yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Advisor Rhodes and Advisor Brown. At this time, is there anyone else with any more announcements?
Mr. President, I would like to speak for a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Christy Pickrell, SGA Northwest Treasurer.
Okay, delegate recognized.
I would like to just take the opportunity to say thank you to United Student Council and Southeast for co-hosting our HCC Northwest Finance event and covering second and third place. We are very glad that it was a cooperative effort and would love to do more of these events cooperatively. Thank you.
Thank you for, I would just like to respond, Madam Delegate. Thank you for bringing this idea to the United Student Council and also to the Southeast Board. It was an honor to work with you. And to all of you, I look forward to working with your individual SGAs moving into the spring. Anytime you want USC to be represented or to come out and collab with you all, we are open to that type of into collaborating with one another. So at this time, so just again, thank you, Christy, for that. And at this time, if there's no further announcements, I consider this meeting adjourned at 1:31 p.m. on November 12th, 2021. You may consider yourself adjourned. Thank you, everyone.